Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It's Monday, the 26th day of June. Our daughter had a birthday yesterday.
Yes, she
And we got
did.
to see her, which
22
was
years
pretty
old.
cool. Today is International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. Should be every day, by the way. National Barcode Day today. International Day in support of victims of torture. Oh, my goodness.
Gosh.
National Coconut Day, National Chocolate Pudding Day, and National Beauticians Day. All of those things happening right now. And I've got a guest for Movie Star Monday, David Rasche. David has been in a ton of stuff that we've seen. He was in a TV show called Sledgehammer a long, long time ago. It was a really fun show. And he's been in so many movies.
I remember that one.
You don't remember Sledgehammer?
I don't think so.
Oh my goodness. It was like it was a funny yet action-packed. I don't know how you describe it. We'll have to watch it. It's good. But he's in a new program called About My Father, and it's hilarious. It's done very, very well in theaters. Now it's out, video on demand. We're going to chat all about it coming up.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. According to the old saying, a fool and his money are soon parted. But according to a new study, you're less likely to part with that cash if you had to work for it. University of Notre Dame researchers found that generally, the harder a person works for whatever the amount of money, the less willing they are to risk those earnings on investments and other purchases. They say that while there's a sizable amount of research suggesting those who are careful with their money are more likely to prosper, a different relationship appears to be at play on the individual level. They say that when we assess an individual, that singular person will be less tolerant of risk when they work hard and more tolerant of risk when they don't work hard. Why is that? As you can imagine, we tend to feel greater psychological ownership over our earnings when we had to work hard for them.
Well, absolutely. That's just
as
common
opposed
sense.
to when we just came across a windfall, like a lottery win or an inheritance.
Or inheritance, yeah.
So naturally, if you've toiled and sweated for your savings, you tend to choose the less risky investments.
True story.
Interesting stuff. I don't know. I have no money, so I'll just take your word for it. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that staying up late might lead to, what did I say? Staying up late might lead to habits that result in an early death. This is the second story in a week.
I think maybe somebody's trying to tell you something, John.
After a number of studies over the years show that those who stay up late at night are more likely to suffer from health problems and die younger than early birds. Experts now, they think they found the cause. Night owls tend to smoke more, drink more alcohol, and they also
eat more.
Swedish researchers looked at data from about 23,000 twins who participated in a study between 1981 and 2018. They analyzed the death records of 8,728 people. They determined that the chance of dying is 9% higher for night owls than it is for early birds. Researchers noted that non-smoking night owls didn't have any higher risk of death, and alcohol-related deaths were an obvious contributing factor among people who stayed up late as well. So they're saying,
go to bed.
If you're staying up late, as long as you're not smoking and drinking, it doesn't make it. So I'm not doing that. I'm fine.
They're saying go to bed.
I think they said John's fine. All right, we don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Bryan Cranston took to Instagram to clarify that he's not completely fading away from Hollywood. He just wants to take some time off. He is going to turn 70 in a couple of years. And he's like, after I hit 70, I'm going to do a little less. We just saw him in, what was the name of the thing? Something in Marge Go Large.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I can't remember what his name was.
Based on a true story.
Yeah.
And it was such a great, great thing. The Partridge Family is coming back. Sony Pictures announced that they're rebooting the classic 1970s musical family show. And it's going to be a family in Brooklyn operating a food truck. So it's completely different, isn't it? It's going to be the same thing, only different. It's not the same thing at all. Wow. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is one of the co-owners of the XFL. And the league lost a huge amount of money this last season. According to Forbes, they lost $60 million.
Yikes.
So, yeah, that's not great. For the 2024 season, they're projected to make $100 million, though. So I guess we'll see. This might be a break-even season. Then next year they make some money. They've got the dough, so I guess hopefully they can hang in there. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Women live longer than men because of their immune systems. Their immune systems don't age as quickly. That's what you think it is? I think it's because women never ever say, hey guys, watch this. I've never seen a woman do that, but I've seen a lot of my friends do that. And then they get hurt. And you're like, why would you have done that? And why would you have called attention to yourself before doing that?
And how many times have you had to take me in for stitches during our marriage?
Twice she's taken me in.
Yeah.
2 different times. And a report says high school students wanting to study late and stay focused during exams are now abusing ADHD prescription drugs.
Oh, yeah. That's been going on for a while, though.
It's a bad idea. And researchers say they've stumbled upon a new cancer treatment. Twice a week yoga practice has been shown as an effective way to reduce symptoms of fatigue in people with cancer, as well as reducing the likelihood of a beaten cancer from returning. So if you beat cancer, if you do this, it helps keep it away.
Interesting.
It's well known that physical inactivity increases the risk of getting cancer, and that most forms of exercise help prevent cancer. But 3 studies now presented at an annual meeting of the American Society of Clinical Oncology. It's the world's largest cancer conference. They suggest that prescribing rest for a patient suffering from low energy levels is not a good idea. In one of the studies, they say yoga was found to significantly reduce inflammation among cancer survivors.
That's really interesting.
In another, cancer patients showed lower levels of fatigue and reported higher levels of life satisfaction after doing yoga. And the third study found cancer patients who are classified as active have a reduced risk of death by almost 1/5. So we keep talking about we should try yoga.
I would like to do yoga. I've said that before.
I tried a little bit. I was like, I'm going to do this at-home yoga, and I laid down, and I was doing a little stretching, and then I fell asleep. And then I woke up like 2 hours later. I was like, that was amazing. Is that yoga? Jeez. Oh, it's not? All right. That's your scoop of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit with David Rasche about several things, but we're certainly talking about a new film that just came out about my father. Tell me a little bit about your role in this.
Well, I play a rich father, and Sebastian Maniscalco, who is really great in this film, as I said. If you like Sebastian, you will love this movie. He's really, really funny. And I'm the rich father, and Leslie Bibb is the rich daughter, and she is going to marry Sebastian Maniscalco, who is the poor son of the poor father, Robert De Niro, and they come to visit us at our estate in Virginia, and they don't know how to behave around rich people. And it was really written by Sebastian because, in fact, he in life married the daughter of the man who developed Boca Raton, Florida. Okay? Few dollars there.
I would say, yeah.
So this is kind of loosely based on his experience with that. And I tell you, I worked with Robert De Niro briefly years ago, but never anything like this and never as close. I didn't realize how funny he was. I mean, he's a goofy, he's mugging, he's playful. It was delightful for everybody.
Well, and the movie, like I said, it looks like so much fun, and it just came out recently, and now it's going to be available through video on demand. We're going to chat about that here in a moment. So you said this is not the first time you worked with Robert De Niro. Is it the first time you've worked with Sebastian, though?
Oh, definitely. And to tell you the truth, and I've told him, I wasn't all that familiar with Sebastian Maniscalco, but then I found out that he sells out Madison Square Garden like 3 nights. Sells it out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I mentioned him, and they go, "Oh my God, Sebastian, we love him." And so now, as a result of this movie, was clued into this terrific talent. He's just so dry, so funny. You know, the thing about his act is for all the rest of it, it's honest. I mean, he uses his own life. He doesn't have any writers, so he tells me. And this movie is the same way. You can bring your family. It's a family comedy. It's really funny, and it's not smutty. How's that? Is it possible to be funny and not smut anymore? I don't know. Anyway,
I think that's awesome. I love that. So then you can watch it with the whole family, and you don't feel bad afterwards going, "Oh, wow, we probably shouldn't have seen that."
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's funny. It's really, really funny. Great jokes, great visual gags, and it's you know what? In a kind of a way, it's an old-fashioned movie. It's like an old-fashioned sort of comedy, the kind they don't make anymore, but should.
Let's talk about some stuff from the past. Sledgehammer, holy cow, that was huge, and you were in that. And again, that was so different than everything else on TV. It was so much fun. What was it like being a part of that?
Well, it was really groundbreaking in terms of television because we were before Naked Gun, we were before the airplane movies, before all of that. And they, as a matter of fact, they even took some stuff from Sledgehammer and used it in there. Like we had, Sledgehammer drove I had a Grand Torino or something like that. But it had bullet holes all in it. And I can't remember Naked Gun or the airplane movie. One of them, their detective drove in a car with bullet holes in it.
Yeah.
So we were ahead of the curve, no question. And I think you can still see it on YouTube, I believe. I haven't checked. But it was around the world. It was really people from Guatemala who were parking my car. "Oh, are you Sledgehammer?" So it was...
And the thing that's fun, as I had the opportunity to do this interview with you, I was like, I have seen you in so many things. And one of the things that's cool is you do such a good job of being somebody else that you kind of, you become somebody different in every film. It's not like you're typecast. You only get this role. And like in the one you're in now, you're the rich dad. Have you been a rich dad in any other films? Probably not.
I was a rich dad. I was in Just Married. Remember that?
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
movie
right.
With,
okay. Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher, yeah. With Ashton Kutcher. And I think I was a dad anyway, if not a rich dad. But that's just one example.
I think this new film about my father, it looks fantastic. I feel bad that I haven't seen it yet, but now it's out on streaming as well. Premium video on demand starting right now. So if folks would like to see it, there's no excuses. I'm going to throw a link to make it easy to find. David, thank you for your time today.
Not at all. Good. Have fun at the movies.
Absolutely. Again, the film is out now. About My Father. It looks hilarious. I'm going to throw a link to the trailer, and I'm also going to throw a link to the streaming so you can find it really easy. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Butterflies you feel in your stomach when you see someone you like
Yes.
is actually a stress response from adrenaline.
Okay.
So that's what that is. There's not actual butterflies.
Oh.
We probably already knew that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
You are more likely to be killed by a champagne cork than a poisonous spider.
Oh.
Wow. That's kind of crazy. I never really thought about that. I wonder how many people get killed by a champagne cork on New Year's Eve. Do you think that's a big number?
I wouldn't think that's a big number, no.
Yeah, well, yeah, better odds than getting killed by a poisonous spider. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
1.3 million Earths could fit inside the sun. 5 billion suns could fit inside the largest star we've ever observed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so if you ever want to feel insignificant, just keep that in mind.
Exactly.
And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
All people are born with 2 basic food preferences. We like sweet foods and we dislike bitter foods at birth. And then our preferences change from there. But we're all born that way. So, several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. 25% of us have kept these for sentimental reasons, even after we're done using them. What are they? I don't think I've ever done this.
I have no idea.
You probably
after done
haven't either.
using them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A pair of shoes.
Oh,
so 25%
no.
have kept shoes for sentimental reasons. I remember when I was a kid, my dad's baby shoes. I remember seeing those.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. My dad's feet were tiny when he was a baby. I think he grew out of that. I don't know. When he was a baby.
You hope they were from when he was a baby.
That's when he was 43. What? Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. It's a job that can't be topped. That makes no sense yet because you don't know what I'm going to say. Or maybe it can. It's open now at the Center for Dairy Research at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Some lucky weirdo.
Oh my
Again,
gosh.
see, you don't even know what it is yet. Is going to be hired to fill the official job title of Descriptive Sensory Panelist. What does that mean? Well, the selected candidate will be required to sample 24 cheese chunks and 12 pizzas per week.
Okay.
The pay, $15 an hour. Brandon Prochaska, sensory coordinator at the Center for Dairy Research, points out that this position is crucial to ensure that the cheese produced in Wisconsin and across the country is as fresh and delicious and consistent as it can be. End quote. According to the official job posting, once hired, we will train you to become part of a group of expert tasters capable of verbally describing their sensory experience on the basis of appearance, texture, taste, and aroma attributes for research and product development purposes. Winning candidate only has to be available for up to 3 sessions a week, totaling about 9 hours. And the response to the job has been, quote, very exciting and very humbling. So a lot of folks want to do that. Would you want to do that job? Sounds delicious to me.
I mean, it would be easy.
I don't know. After a while, you'd be like, back to the old grind of eating more cheese. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Not sure if we're going to get through all this today. We might have to continue tomorrow. But a Reddit user recently asked, what's the dumbest thing you believed as a kid? And the responses are priceless. Here's some of them. I believed I would watch the TV in horror if a character was smoking while drinking alcohol. I had a vague notion that alcohol was flammable, and I was afraid they would explode.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So, another one. That songs played on the radio were being played live each time they came on. Smashing Pumpkins song at 2 a.m. I thought, man, they had to get out of bed to play
Those guys
this.
don't rest. That's hilarious.
I thought Jennifer Lopez was named Jenny Fur Lopez. Her last name, Fur Lopez.
Jenny
Fur Lopez.
Okay. Funny.
Okay. I thought shoplifting was like weightlifting, only instead of weights, people were lifting the entire store. I pictured big, burly, bald men that like to go around heavy stores. Go around heaving store buildings overhead, grunting.
These are not bright children.
Red-faced like weightlifters. And we'll do one more for today, and then the rest will be tomorrow. I thought cats were girls and dogs were boys. We have more of these tomorrow. I've got this list in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Now, your quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Quote today is from Mark Withers, who says, "Any pizza can be a personal pizza if you have the right attitude."
That's true.
Sadly, remember when Domino's had the thing called the Dominator? Yeah. It was a huge, giant pizza. My brother and I was joking. We ordered a Dominator, and they said, "What do you want?" He goes, "I'll have a Dominator too." And then we both ate a full Dominator because we're idiots.
I bet you were so
sick.
sick.
It was way too much. Way too much. Quote of the day. To be young and stupid. Now I'm old and stupid. Quote of the day. And I'm 300 pounds. There could be a correlation here. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It's an adorable story. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. Headline: Hundreds of dogs show up to celebrate a man's 100th birthday. Yeah, residents of San Jose came together to celebrate the 100th birthday of a beloved resident, Dr. Robert Moore. So here's what happened. Robert's daughter, Allison, put out word on a thing called Nextdoor. It's an app asking people to dress up their dogs and parade them in front of their house to help her dad celebrate this 100-year milestone.
He must be a dog lover. That's awesome.
She said she was hoping for maybe 20 dogs to show up, but she said the response was incredible. Over 200 dogs and their owners came by to wish him a happy birthday.
That's really cute.
There were dogs in cowboy hats, dogs in tuxedos, pups with disabilities, pulling carts with canines in classic cars. The line stretched all the way around the block and down the street. Robert, accompanied by his family, was deeply moved by the outpouring of love and adoration from the community. Aww. Said, "My father was so touched. He pet every single dog that came through. Every person brought the dog up to him. It was so lovely," Allison said. There's a really nice story that you can see online. There's a video, and there's several photos as well. I've got a link to that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.